building brand cohesiveness is such an interesting piece, an integral piece of standing out online as a business and letting your brand be felt and known. And it ultimately comes down to your branding, right? But what does that even mean? Because a lot of people think that it's colors and fonts, and I'm here to tell you that it's a lot more than that. It's your messaging, it's visuals, and mostly it just comes down to those things being shared in a consistent manner. That's really hard to do when you have a team of creatives. So you as the salon owner need to guide that, right? You need to say, this is the direction that we're going creatively as a brand. And these are the types of images that we're looking for. And sometimes that can be offensive to people, but if you do a good job explaining why and how, and that you're speaking to your target customer in this sort of way, like you can encourage creative direction from everyone and creative input, I would say, and then harness that. So what do I mean by that? I mean, like, how does everybody take photos? Because some people take really great hair photos and some people take really not so great hair photos. So number one, there's lots of places that you can learn to do this, but I think that the best way to do it is to create a little mini training in your salon that everyone can see and understand. And you can say, this is where we take photos at our salon, because you're just telling them, so then it becomes the truth that this is where we take photos. If you want to be used in our branding, Instagram, website, blog, etc., if you want your work to be featured. And so it's not that difficult, but when you do that, you should also have a subsequent training, I think, or SOP that goes with how you do that. And excuse me, that SOP, in my opinion, should be a video. And yes, it can be written out for sure, but like, you want to get a hair model and you film it, and someone and you take your photos, and then someone else films you doing that, and that will create that SOP. So if you're like, okay, this is where we stand, because, and you explain it throughout the training, the lighting is really good right here. We open one door, we keep both doors closed, we use a light, we don't use a light, like whatever it is in your space. And we usually have the client stand like this. And these are a few signature poses that we do, right? Now, you don't have to all do the same poses, but if you have 3 to 5 poses that you teach your team, you're going to get better consistency. So it looks good, so that you don't have one person like doing one of these and everyone else is doing one of these. You know what I mean? Like, it's good to mix it up. Also, I'm not your hair model today. It's clean. It's clean. We'll go with that. But it is air dried. And I'm kind of into it. I'm feeling in my Kelly Wearstler look. This is my vibe these days. Anyways, side note, squirrel. But you know what I mean? Like, you want to have some cohesiveness, and in the way that you then, if you edit or not, that needs to be like kind of displayed, and that could be a screen recording in a separate SOP or a separate training video, a part of the SOP. But like, this stuff matters. So yeah, like, you as the brand can have templates, and you as a salon owner can have templates for the brand and brand colors and all of that. But if your photos look like garbage because everybody takes them in a different spot and this person takes it over there, and they don't understand that like all those cords hanging down look terrible, or like that their capes are just horrific and like neon green, like, if that's on brand for you, great. But if it's not, like, that is really distracting, and I would never put that on my feed if I don't have that, right? So I'm like, hey guys, if you're gonna do before and afters, like, we'll post your befores, but they won't be on the cover if they're wearing like a crazy color cape. I'm just not gonna do it. It doesn't look good. It looks fine in real life. I personally, do I use crazy color capes? No. I use all black capes. But, whatever, that's my preference. But other people can do what they want. But I'm not going to put it on my page because I just think it looks terrible. Because it doesn't fit our brand. It looks terrible for our brand, I should say. I'm giving you a lot of opinions in this video. So sorry, forgive me. But also, like, this is the stuff that we have to think about as salon owners. And it's not hurting somebody's feelings. It's just what it is. This is our standard. Like, if it's going to go on our grid or on our website, we're not going to use a photo that is substandard or doesn't give off the vibe that we want to portray. So when we're trying to grow on Instagram or grow on TikTok or grow on whatever the next thing will be, like it has to meet those standards because you're trying to attract a dream client. And if that dream client doesn't want to be in a camouflage cape or a neon green floral or tie dye, like they can't picture themselves in it because that might not be a shirt that they would wear. I once had a friend who she had every color cape, like basically like jewel tone-y kind of ish. And she would match the cape to what the client was wearing because then they obviously felt good in that color. Which I thought was kind of cool. I'm like, that's too much laundry. I can't worry about that. But I like the idea. But even still, like that's hard because that looks weird in photos too. Like if you want to have consistency, if the capes are in the photos and befores, which take the before when they're in their shirt, like, or, like in their regular clothes. But sometimes, you're working and when you're doing like content and it's like visual or you're like doing it at the same, like you're actually like painting hair or coloring hair, or cutting hair, like the cape should disappear and not distract from what you're doing. And if you have an assistant, they need to also be in like non-distracting attire if they're in your videos. It's totally not, well, it's kind of what we're talking about. But my point here is saying that if you need consistency in your brand, it starts with the visuals and how the visuals are prepared. You don't need to hire a branding photographer to come in. Sure, you can. And is this something that like I would love to come to your salon and help you do? Yeah, I would. I really would. I don't know if that's something I'll ever offer, but like I would love to come in and orchestrate content days for salons. But think about it. If you're going to go through the effort of making the content, make sure it at least is going to be something that's usable. So look at your background. And if you struggle with this as a salon owner, your staff is going to struggle with it. So find the person who's the best at this and be like, how do we do this? And give us the pointers. And they're the one that should help you create this SOP. So I'm a stickler for things that you see. Like right now, I don't like, there's that in my curtain. I need to like fluff that up so there's no gap. But like, is this the end of the world? No, because it's a YouTube video. I don't edit. We're very real. And I left it knowing full well that I was going to talk about attention to detail. But like it would look better if it was fluffed and it all matched like in separation here, like it's just little things like that. But when we are presenting ourselves, like this is not a branding shoot. Like this is just a casual piece of content here inside of 100 Days of Systems and Stories with me. By the way, hi, my name is Lexi Lomax. Nice to meet you if this is the first time here. And if you've been here through all of these days, I freaking love you so much. I'm a salon business coach, and we're talking systems and stories and things that matter to you and your business in the salon so that you can grow your business to 7 figures or 7-figure energy at the very least. So this stuff really does matter, right? Like we're creatives and this is a visual business. Like you're literally doing art that somebody's going to wear all the freaking time. And so if we can make that presentation easier online, fantastic. But the way that we do that is by getting our team to do it with us, for us to provide the tools that they need in order to do the work so that it can all be consistent so that we can then use it to position it in our marketing with our business plan. Like, do you see how it's all connected? You can't avoid it.